They do have membership options too with NVIDIA, and it's got a free tier which has limited. It's limited to 1 hour gaming sessions, um, and it also does give you like access to standard servers, but it's only like limited to like 1 hour gaming. Um, then you have priority tiers, which is longer game sessions, and that is what includes the RTX on support and priority access to servers. Then after that you have the ultimate tier, and that has the highest tier, which offers access to servers powered by RTX 4080 GPUs, and then also it has up to 4K resolution at 120 frames per second. It's supposed to have the best performance too. But see, this also breaks down into what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? Like, you get the free tier with limited 1 hour gaming sessions. And of course, you can pay for the priority tiers, you know, so, or the ultimate tier. So it just, to me, a lot of it appears to be a moneymaker and nothing more, you know. I'm one of those guys who don't like the idea of getting rid of downloads for your games. Like, I enjoy the fact that I have a download version of Elder Scrolls Skyrim or Elder Scrolls Online on my computer. I don't. It's cool that I have it on Steam, you know, but at the same time, I'd like to have a copy of it on my computer so that I can play it whenever I want to, and I don't end up getting in trouble on any certain platform and get scolded for it, and end up not being able to play a game that I've been paying for to play, you know. So it's just, for me, that's a thought when it comes to that. Now, when it comes to cross-platform saves, games support cross-platform saves if the game itself offers that feature. Okay, which also allows you to switch devices seamlessly. So that might be something there. I also don't know about all that either, because like on Minecraft, I like to clone shit, and there's certain games where it's kind of cool when you can get two people on two separate devices that can clone shit back and forth. I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy gamer. I like to do stuff that's, you know, just not recommended by the frickin' PlayStation or Xbox community. Things that bad boys do. My name's Infamous OG 1973, you see. That's the way we roll up in here. So, killing is my business, and business is good. That's right. That's right. I said it. So with low latency too, they're also supposed to be, or GeForce now uses advanced technology that is supposed to minimize input lag for the games. It's supposed to be providing a response gaming experience, a responsive one, where freaking, like, if you're in a competitive game and you have to make quick decisions, and the other guys have to see what you're doing and you have to see what they're doing, then the response is quick, you know. So that's basically what it's supposed to be. We went over this before, and like the latency and stuff like that is something that cloud gaming is supposed to be really is really supposed to be good at doing. Now the part that really gets me is when they start talking about benefits. Like, they've been putting out this thing where it's cost effective, you know, with the benefits. They say it eliminates the need to upgrade hardware frequently, but I mean, and that's not really true if I'm paying a monthly subscription fee, or, I'm having to pay for like higher tiers in order to get more gameplay. Which, don't get me wrong, an hour a day shouldn't be a problem for somebody who just plays around every once in a while, But a lot of the guys that I know, they just love to sit and play for hours on video games. So in order for them to actually get a good gaming experience, they're going to have to pay that extra. Like, because I can tell you, at least 70-80% of the people I know in gaming, they don't just play an hour of gaming and just walk away from it. So that's something that I don't buy into. Now, they claim that it also has the benefits of allowing gaming on older or non-gaming devices. Okay, but they also say that you have to make sure that the internet connection is sufficient. I don't know that for sure. I don't know. I know that like Steam is starting to be more emulator friendly when it comes to games that are not necessarily out in the stores or nothing anymore. I know that they're more emulator friendly, but I don't know for sure when it comes to like platforms that are cloud gaming if they're emulator friendly like that or not. And plus, I mean, I don't like the idea of freaking sharing with these platforms that I'm using emulators to play games, because that goes back to what I was saying in previous episodes about the VCR, and I know that sounds cheesy, but like with the VCRs, when we had those, you could record stuff off TV, and those were untraceable because of the tape. Okay. Now they phased that out, and they gave us digital. So now you have digital, and everything can be traced according to copyright and all this shit. Whereas before they couldn't do it with the VCR. Now they're trying to get everybody to where they're freaking using emulators on these platforms, and it seems like another gimmick to where they could get a little bit more management going on with the emulators. So, I mean, even though I could probably go on to cloud gaming and play emulator games with one another, I don't know if I would want to do that because, let's just face it, some of these ROMs are done illegally, I know that for me, if I wanted to use a ROM with an emulator, that would be fine if I created it myself. But if I went on a website that freaking was selling it, and I or not selling it, or just giving it away, and I downloaded it onto my computer and then played it, then I'm breaking the law, But if I paid for that disc and I burned it and made my own ROM out of it, then that's perfectly fine. I can do it that way, So, and you don't know who it is that or what's going on with those ROMs and stuff with the people that you're playing with. I mean, so you really will be taking a big chance. And that's just my take on it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to like get more into all of that other than what I've just said. Now that is the one thing that I do have a problem with. And then they also talk about instant access. The benefits of being on cloud. This is what is it? I keep saying cloud gaming, and it's actually more precise. It's NVIDIA or GeForce now. It's instant access. Now, the thing about the instant access thing is the fact that there's no need for downloads or installation. You can just start playing almost immediately. That's what I just mentioned. I actually like the idea of downloading and stuff of that nature, so I have no problem with it. Now, with NVIDIA, now the internet requirement, or the requirements for that is you have to have at least 15 millibytes for 720p at 60 frames per second, and 25 millibytes per second for like 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now for 4K, a higher speed connection is required, so you're going to have a higher speed connection as well for anything that's above 60 frames per second. So if you have 60 frames at 720, that's going to be 15 millibytes per second, and if you have a 60 frames per second at 1080, that's going to be 25 millibytes per second. So, and then the 4K goes up even higher than that. So that's something that you should know ahead of time. Now, according to them, their challenges that they're having with this is they have internet dependency. You know, a stable, high-speed internet connection is crucial. You know, but any interruptions or latency issues that can affect game quality. Now, that's one thing that you need to understand too. Like with any kind of latency or any kind of interruptions, like the internet going off or something of that nature. That's gonna affect it. Now, that is true. Your internet connection is crucial when it comes to this. So if you have frequent internet outages or something of that nature, it's something that you might want to think of too. So not all games are supported on the platform when it comes to game availability either. And we are talking about the NVIDIA now, so that's what I'm talking about. Just understand that not all games are supported on the platform. Now, and the library depends on publishers allowing their games to be streamed, basically. So if they don't allow NVIDIA now to or if they don't GeForce now, if they don't allow GeForce now to stream on the game on their platform, then they're not going to be able to do that. And I've been doing a big thing on that too, with all of the things that took place in Europe when it came to Xbox and their transactions when it came to Modern Warfare and all of that. And that was one thing that they said that they had issues with when it came to Xbox taking priority over the game and what console or anything that could be used to play those games. And the more I go through this, the more I think about it, is that they can do the same thing when it comes to cloud gaming too. Like, I mean, there's not just one gaming cloud that everybody gets on and they play games. There's actually quite a few of them. So that's something that really struck me when I thought about it. You know what I mean? Now also there's issues with hardware as well. Basic devices can run the service, but for the rest of the experience, a wired connection or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi is recommended. So that is one thing that needs to be understood. Also, there is session limits. The free tier limits session link, like what I was saying.